Today's class will see about exception handling, finally block and throw keyword, and also we'll see about pivot strings in Java. Finally is a block associated with the type block just as catch block. After the execution of either try or catch blocks, after the execution of the try or catch block, JVM will execute finally block. And then goes for the rest of the statements present in the method. It means outside of the type block. Please take the example. You're able to see, right?
Yes, yes.
I have an application. In that application, I have a method where I'm getting the connections. Please take the example. There are two methods are there. I want to use in a main method I want to call these methods I'm getting the connection object here. I'm getting the method here. How to call the static methods in Java?
Static way,
What is the meaning of static way?
using class name. Using class name.
Yeah. Here I'm getting some. I'm trying to get the connection from the connection method. I'm trying to get the session from the session method. While getting the connection, once we got the connection, if we got any errors, that errors I'm going to handle by using exception catch block. Okay. Exception is the superclass for all the classes.
Yes.
Yeah. What is answer? I want.
Java.line.exception class is the superclass for all exception classes in Java.
What is the meaning of all exceptions?
Runtime exceptions and compile time exceptions.
What is the difference between runtime and compile time?
Runtime exceptions are logical exceptions and compile time are syntax errors.
What is the meaning of
the
logical
program.
and syntax errors?
Syntax errors are like closing the curly braces, opening the curly braces, or missing some of the end statements or anything. And logical errors are like program code that is if you divide by 0 or any arithmetic errors or as
You're
such.
telling the exact answer.
May I? Where syntax errors are the errors where program written by the programmer, then a compiler unable to execute that block of code, it throws syntax error, whereas logical errors are the errors which JVM unable to execute bytecode file, then it throws syntax error, logical error.
That's fine. My question is, what is the difference between checker and runtime exceptions? Not ask for all these things, right? My question is, what is runtime and what is compile time exceptions?
Compile time exceptions are the exceptions that are handled, that are thrown by the compiler, and runtime exceptions are the JVM exceptions that will be figured it out while running the program.
Still, this is not a valid answer. There is very, very good valid answer. First, you have to tell that answer, so no need to tell all these answers. What is the difference between checked and unchecked exceptions?
Any class which is a subclass of not a runtime exception class is called checked exception.
Excellent.
Whereas,
excellent answer. This is the answer
whereas
any interviewer expect. Yeah, go ahead.
Whereas any class which is a subclass of runtime exception is called unchecked exception.
Now, what are the examples for the unchecked and unchecked exception?
Unchecked exceptions examples are arithmetic exception, null pointer exception, and array index out of bound exceptions, whereas checked exceptions examples are class not found, IO exception.
Excellent. This is the answer. First you have to tell, next answer you have to tell logical errors and compilation errors. Okay.
Okay.
Now, whether we have exception or not, type final block Y will execute. Basically, there are some logics, there are some codings we have to use, coding standards. When you get the connection from the database, okay, once we got the connection, we done some operations here, then we want to close the connection, right? So we can use the connection close method in the type block also, and catch block also, and final block also, not catch block. What is the problem if I use a try block, if I use a connection close method in the try block? Because I got the connection, it works successfully, and it executes final block. If I got the connection, while getting the connection I got some exception, then at the back end, next line, there is a method called connection.close method that is not available, that is not execute, that won't execute once you got the exception. Then there is a leakage problem will be there when you in the database level. The scenarios, final block will execute, final block will execute whether the exception is thrown or not thrown. Then we'll use we'll use this code like closing the connection and closing session objects. This type of logics we are going to write, this type of methods, this type of method calls we are going to write in the final block. It's clear, right? We'll see real-time examples. Okay?
Yes.
Don't worry for this. I want to, there is a keyword called, there is a question in final block. I don't want to execute a final block in Java. That scenario is what I have to do. There is a method called system.exit
Exactly.
0. If I run this application on any of the projects, it won't execute final block. Suppose I have this code. In this class, this type block, zero. Okay. So here I'm handling the exception, right? We'll see the output first. We'll see the okay. Now if I run the application, what is the error I'm getting here? Try is executed, catch is executed, and exception / by 0 is executed, and also finally also got executed, right?
Yes.
No, I don't want to execute a final block now. Run the application, Java application. What is the output? Still final
I
block
think
executed?
you have to put the first statement system.exit in finally.
Yeah, I'm coming back there. Is still final block executed?
Yes.
Yes.
Now click on run the application. What is the meaning of this? This is not executed final block, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is done. If I use system.exit 0, the first line of the statement in final block, whatever the closing the connections, what are the logics are available inside the final block, it won't execute. I want to see inside a try block we can have try block or not. Inside a try block we can have try and catch block, right?
Yes.
Please response.
Yes.
And whereas inside a catch block we'll see whether we can have try catch blocks or not. What is this? Inside the try catch block we can have try catch blocks, right?
Yes.
And final block also, right?
Yes.
We'll try to see inside the final block we'll have try catch blocks or not. You can see you can
Yes.
have, right?
Yes.
Please
Yes.
later. Inside a try and catch blocks, inside try catch binary blocks we can have try catch binary blocks. That means nested try catch blocks, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Please write down. I don't want to provide any try and catch blocks. What is the error after followed by try block? What is the error I am getting?
Syntax error. Insert finally to complete block statements.
Please read again.
Syntax error. Insert finally to complete block statements.
Okay. So please write down either try block followed by catch block or final block must be there. Clear, right?
Yes.
Throw keyword. Throw keyword is used to create an exception class object. Throw keyword is used to create an exception class object and throws it out of a try block, from a try block. Throws it out from a try block. What is the meaning of throws it out? What is throw? What is the difference between throw and throws keyword in Java? Is that the question? What is the difference between throw and throws keyword in Java?
Throw keyword create the exception class object and
Throw class is useful to create an exception class object and throws it out from try block.
Okay.
Suppose in the earlier example, if you see here, there may be some exception block here. Now, I am going to throw out THROW, throw new. What is the meaning of new in Java? What JVM will do once I identify new? Create the object, right?
yeah.
Please, you have to respond, otherwise I cannot continue the classes. You have to explain. You have to go through the notes. As soon as new operator find the Java JVM, it will try to create a new object for the class. In that scenario, as per the definition of the throw keyword, throw class is useful to create an object of exception class. That means by using new only I am going to create it. See here, I am expecting this area it may throw some exception. That scenario I should use throw keyword. I'm expecting this area it may throw some exception. That's why I should use throw keyword. What error is getting here? What is error?
Unreachable.
Anyone?
Unreachable code.
Okay. Now if I have, what is error I am getting here?
Unreachable code.
Why I am getting error here? Like this? Because I use the code, I thrown the null point, I thrown the arithmetic exception. So exception will caught to throw the, it will go to the arithmetic exception. It won't come back here. That's the reason it is making as an unreachable code.
Okay.
Most probably, most of the people will use, there are two keywords. One is throws keyword, one is throw keyword. If you do think that exception will occur in that area, you are going to use throw keyword. Or do you think that that method is maybe throwing an exception? Instead the logic that method may throw some exception. that scenario you should go for throws keyword. Anyway, I want the difference between throw and throws keyword from you guys. Be ready with the answer tomorrow. By using throw keyword is useful to, if I use throw keyword, right, it won't handle the exception. You see here. If I use throw keyword is useful to escape from handling the exception. No. Throws clause is useful to escape from handling the exception. What you wrote, Sumana?
Throws class is used to escape from handling exception.
Yeah. Next one. Throw. THROW. Throw clause is useful to create an object. Throw clause is useful to create an object to the exception classes and then throw it out explicitly. User-defined exceptions in Java. How to create? What is the meaning of user-defined?
Defined by the user, created by the user.
Who is user?
Programmer.
Who is programmer?
End user?
Who is end user?
No, not end user.
Not end user.
Developer.
Who writes the code? Who develops the code? Who develops?
Who is he? Who is she?
We.
Yes, that answer I want. First answer should be that one.
Yeah.
What is user-defined exception?
We used to create.
Yes. We can create our own exception classes. It is called as user-defined exception. How to create user-defined exceptions? Important interview question. Customer exception. This is customer exception class I created. Okay. Got it?
Yeah.
There are some steps we need to follow when you are trying to create a user-defined exceptions. First, our class should extend. What is the base class for exception classes?
Java.lang.exception class.
Extends java.lang.exception. java.lang.exception. First step, please read. Steps to create a user-defined exception. Step 1. Write user-defined exception class as extending except java.lang.exception class. Since java.lang.exception is a super class in Java, step 2. Write a default constructor, zero argument constructor in the user-defined class.
Constructor in a
User-defined class.
Excellent. Step 3. Create a parameterized constructor which is string as a parameter. Create a parameterized constructor with string as a parameter. And from there call the superclass constructor. How to call the superclass constructors in Java?
Keyword.
Keyword. There is no keyword called keyword in Java. What keyword? Your answer should be only proper line, no? Yeah. How to call superclass constructor? My question is. Yeah. Someone go ahead,
by
please.
calling object
How to call superclass constructors?
Using super.
How to call superclass constructor?
By using super keyword.
How to use? Tell me.
In the very first statement of the overloading constructor, we have to use super.
Yeah. So if I use super, then it will be done.
Yeah.
I have to use this one or I have to use like this?
No. It's a method.
Method or constructor?
Constructor, sorry.
Yeah. So if I use this one, what is the solution for this? What is the how it will execute? Come on guys, I told more than 1 hour constructor overloading, constructor overriding. This is not answer I am expecting from you guys. Please, before coming in the class, at least read the notes. Or else you can join different institute. I don't have any problem. Unless you won't put any efforts, I cannot help you out.
Using this.
Yeah, tell me.
I was thinking of using this keyword.
Yeah, go ahead, please. Sorry for this.
Yeah, I was thinking of using keyword like.
Meaning of what? I didn't understand. Don't refer your notebooks, please. You have to get these things from your mind. What is this? Part MPL extends product class. What is this? Are in the constructor from the parent class to subclass. This is zero argument constructor, right? Clear? A product class is a class which has constructor.
Yes.
This constructor I am calling from the subclass called as product MPL, which extends product class by using a super keyword. If you want to call parent class parameters constructor, let me show you like this. I have a parameter constructor string s in my parent class. In my subclass, I am going to call from my same parameter constructor. Let me do this one. So I should use scenario called as super of string x. That means straight away it will go ahead and call the superclass constructor. JVM will look for current constructor, which is the string argument parameter. Then inside the super of x, it look for JVM will look for superclass constructor, which is any constructor which has string argument. Then if once it is found the string argument constructor, then it will execute line number 10 and line number 11. Come back here and it will execute again line number 12. Right? Guys, clear with this? Constructor overloading, constructor overriding concept you heard anytime?
Yes.
Okay. This is called constructor overriding. Constructor calling from one constructor, one class to one more class in the inheritance way. We talked about it. Again, what is this? Not good. Not good practice. So there is a constructor in exception class. We'll go back and see in exception class what are the constructors are available here. This is a class java.lang.object, java.lang.throwable, java.lang.exception class, which extends throwable. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
And this is the methods. There's different methods are available in the constructor class methods, and this is the constructors. Public exception. This is default constructor, right?
Yes.
And public exception string message. And public exception string message throws class. And public exception throwable. Public exception string, I don't want all these things, but this many are there. But I am passing here X string object. That scenario, what constructor will call for me?
Public exception string message.
Yeah, who is this?
String message. Second one. Suguna.
Yeah, how it is how it will call? Tell me. Explain me detail.
Yeah. Whenever this program executed, then here public class customer exception extends java.lang package lang exception. Whenever this executed, then public customer public customer exception.
Yeah.
Constructor is called then. Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead. Tell me.
Public exception string of s, then it will goes to the next line will execute super of s, means it will call the super class, super class, which is nothing but java.lang.exception. It will go to the exception with parameter, with a string parameter. It will goes to that uh, particular class, and it will execute and it will display the output.
Good answer. Is the answer clear for everybody?
Yes.
Bhavani, what happened to you today? Today is Suguna's turn now. Simple question, simple answer. One question is to get a job, one question answer is to reject the job. This is the scenario in software industry. One question, if you tell 100 answers, only one question they will ask. They will see that confidence level, they will see that where you are exactly. If the way you are telling only, they will tell, okay, stop it, then go next question. That's it. Gone. Okay. So these are the different exceptions we are using. So if you have exceptions like this, right? Now in my class, exception demo 6, right? I can use, by using throw keyword, I can use customer exception, and I can pass customer exceptions. I can pass, this is some message saying like customer exception. If you want, you can, suppose if you want same arithmetic exception copy, right, you can use arithmetic exception copy. Anyway, exception you are making, right, it will be displayed like this. Now if you run the application, what is the error I am getting here?
Try.
Only try block is executed, right? No catch block.
Yes.
So it is already throw the exception, it went to the customer exception class. Clear so far?
Yes.
Please concentrate. What is the difference between throw and throws? Throws. Question is very important. Answer also very important. What is the difference between throw and throws keyword in Java? Answer. Throws, THROWS, is used to mention or indicate to the compiler. Throws keyword is used to mention or indicate to the compiler as well as the end user that a particular method is to generate an exception class object and those objects are not handled in the function itself, method itself. And those objects not handled in the method itself. Next point. Throw keyword throw keyword is used to explicitly transfer the user-defined exception class objects from the methods. Throw keyword is used to explicitly transfer the user-defined exception class objects from the methods to the calling place. Methods to the calling place. Okay, it's clear, right? Everything. We can handle user-defined exceptions or not in Java.
Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
Now, I have a method M1 it is throwing arithmetic exception and null point exception. I have M2 it is throwing only exception class. In the implementation of the main method, I am calling M1 and I am calling M2. That scenario, what error I will get here? We have to provide the try catch blocks for M2 because M2 method is throwing a exception class. It may be compile time, it may be runtime. Always compile time exceptions we need to handle by using try catch blocks. Runtime exceptions we cannot handle in Java. Remember, this is the funda. For this answer, people will try for many questions. For this answer, compile time exceptions we have to provide the try catch blocks. We have to handle to using by try catch blocks, whereas runtime exceptions we cannot handle it. They will ask you to write try catch blocks in the runtime exceptions also. Then you should tell okay we can handle it, but we cannot handle it. Okay.
Okay.
I'm ending the meeting. Okay, and I'll join you in 1 minute.